Okay, so like I was saying, we're looking at a test script spreadsheet, and we're going to go down through these test scripts and we're going to validate them and collect data for the client. Now, like I said, a lot of these you've already done, but you need to kind of get a handle for how these test scripts work. So that column where it says script ID, if you click on like that first one up the top there, see where it says script ID INV001, that's a link right below that. So if you click that, oh really, the link doesn't work. Okay. In Excel, it would work. But basically, it corresponds to the page, the worksheet that's down at the bottom. So where it says INV001, that's the same as what you'd see right there.
Okay.
Okay. So, this is just a very concise, restricted instruction on how to do something without showing you anything more than just the detail to do it. So, if you look at this, let's see if you can follow it. So where it says action and
Okay.
navigation path. So let's see if you can follow along in Oracle and do that.
Product management, product information management. Oh, it takes forever.
Yeah, in the afternoon, these things get real slow sometimes.
Information tab, create item. Okay, I did that.
Okay. So required information. So you put in the item organization, the number of items, item class, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And
click OK.
yeah, and then you click OK.
But I don't need to click OK.
Well, let's go through it. Let's just so that you can see. Click OK, and you know,
Warning, ensure that item class is the
just a
modified
warning,
attribute search.
and just say sure. Okay, and then it says in the create item screen, enter the description, set the item status to active.
Wait, which one are you looking at?
Yeah, row 3.
Enter item description.
But just
Okay.
put some test stuff out there. Remember, the item is the part number.
Okay.
And then it says choose a life cycle phase. You can leave it in design, or you can change it to production.
Production.
And then user item types already default to finish good. That's fine. All right, now it says go down to specifications. And then under the item organizations, click on specifications. Under item organization, select manufacturing, and then select the necessary values. It's already in manufacturing. And this is where it just kind of gets kind of weird, because it's like you don't really know what values that they need to put in there. The assumption is what's there is fine. And then
Where's item organization?
Well, okay, when you click on specifications,
Yes.
and
Item
then,
organization is the main.
yeah, it's already
And
there.
then, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go check on the cookie real fast.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we're just going to assume the values that are there are fine for now.
Okay.
So we'll go down to step 6 under specifications tab, under item organization, select inventory. And so
Okay.
to the left under item organization, select inventory. And then you would add any necessary values there. Like I say, the template's already set them for you, so there's really nothing to add here
Okay.
unless you were doing something special. Like if you were at a client where everything they did was serialized, then you could come into this template in this Excel spreadsheet and you could add steps to it,
Okay.
to explain to them how to set up serialization or how to set up lot control and stuff like that. It's a very generic template, and sometimes you have to modify them depending on the client and what they're doing. All right, then the next thing you do is you're going to go to step 7, proceed to the associations tab. And a lot of times, I don't know if you like to do it this way or not. A lot of people keep the screens in halves. So they'll take their screen and
Yeah.
they'll set one half of it. And I think in Windows, if you just slam the screen up against the right or the left, then
I just did it.
okay, it splits it evenly. And so this way you can kind of jump back and forth between the two. And so when you go to associations, in this case, we need to add an inventory organization. So if you go to actions, you can select an add. And it's what it says in step 7. So you're going to pick another organization. And in this, if we were at a client site, we would put in that information in this spreadsheet, telling them what organization to select.
Okay.
Go ahead and pull the magnifying glass on that and just pick one, just so that we got one out there. And apply and done.
Do I need all of them?
No, you don't need any of those.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, just hit OK and go down and hit done. It should add there it is. So Seattle's there. And then at the end of all this, you click save and it's done and it's there. Okay, so there's some errors that we could go and figure out. Let's see. I think the big one is
Item status.
set that to active. Go back to specifications, see if there was a unit of measure. Under go to manufacturing, or no, go to overview. I'm sorry, overview. up the top. Yeah, there's a primary unit of measure. Hit save again. Let's see if it'll work this time.
Okay.
Primary unit of measure is required, but it is there. It's each. Go do this. Go back to associations. Click on Seattle. Okay, set the item active there. Now tab. Oh, it's not going to let us set the primary unit of measure. That's weird. Okay, we've got it in some kind of oddball state. And I'm not sure we can get out of it and make it work. So do this. Click on, go click the X. Not down at the bottom there. Click the X. All right, now go back and do select and add. See if we can fix this. Click.
Chicago.
Yeah, sure, Chicago. And in this case, go. Don't hit done yet. Pick a template. Scroll down and pick like purchased item, the one we're used to using. Put that over there. Do apply, and then hit done. And that should fix everything for us.
Okay.
That looks much better.
Now save.
Yeah, your item status is still not filled in up the top there.
Oh, because it keeps getting rid of it.
Yeah. All right, now if you do save, it'll probably work. Okay, so that's good. But over that column there that says client specific data, that's where you put in the data that's specific to the client so that when they go through this test script, they know what to put in.
Okay.
And so
Will they always have a template already made like this and you just fill it out?
Well, you provide it to them. We build these templates and we go from client to client using the same template.
I know, but does Oracle like already have this like
No,
this and
no,
you
no,
just
no.
fill it?
No, Oracle didn't make this. We made this.
I know, but do y'all have one where it's already like this and you just type out the important information in the boxes?
Yeah, you're looking at it.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking that you're not having to remake this entire thing every single time.
Right. We
I'm
don't.
talking about everything.
Yeah, you're right. We don't remake it every single time. Every time I go from one client to the next client, I carry all of these files and tools with me so that, I'm not having to reinvent the wheel. Now, occasionally I'll go to a client and they'll need me to set up a test script for something that I don't have. But I use this as a template and I just put in my navigation, put in the instructions, and it works.
Okay.
All right. And sometimes you'll be asked to do that. You'll be asked to, hey, we need to set up a few new templates because this client does things a little differently and we need to compensate for it. Now, the other thing that you need to do is to be able to create documentation specific to your client. And a lot of times clients like to have Word documents. So when Steven sets you up, he with that tool, it should have like a Word something or another. I don't know. What did he load?
I don't know.
Well, click on Office and see what happens. That looks like Word. Okay, yeah, that's a Word document. All right, let's just say you had a new client and you wanted to create a document that showed their users how to do something. So you'd want to make it look good and professional. So usually what I do is I try to put their logo on it. I usually stick it up in the header. I think if you double click near the top, it'll open up the header for editing a little higher than that. Just double click. Yeah, this isn't like Word. This is Word. Double click near the top.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, inside the box a little bit. Double click right there.
I did.
It's not bringing up the header. All right. Well, we'll figure that part out later. But basically,
There.
okay, so click that. Okay, so I assume you're in the header.
Yes.
All right, so go out there and get somebody's logo off the internet real quick.
If it's just an insert, I know how to do that.
It's just an insert.
Okay.
All right, you can do that later then. All right, the next thing you would do is after you're done with the header, well, put a title out there, like how to create an item.
Okay.
How to create an item.
No.
All right, now, where'd your header go? Anyway.
It's right there.
All right. So then you would type some text, and you would do, navigation, and then you could paste in that stuff out of the test script if you wanted to. Okay, and then you'd want to show them a screenshot of what that looks like once they do that. So you'd go back into Oracle and you'd take a screenshot. What do you use for screenshot editing?
I'm used to print screen.
Can I recommend something better that
Yes.
easy to annotate? It's called GreenShot. Matter of fact, if you just go into your browser and type in downloads GreenShot, all one word, and install that.
Is it an org?
I don't know. I can't see your screen to see. Yeah, that's it. Just go to downloads, latest stable, and load it. It's freeware, so you don't have to worry about ever having to pay for it. Okay, so you've downloaded it. It resides in your system tray.
Okay.
And so you see it down there, right? That
Mm-hmm.
little green G. All right. So the print screen will capture your screen. So go back into Oracle.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's just say you want to print that screen. So you're going to hit print screen. And then you're going to block out the area that you want to print. And then do an open in image editor. Okay. And you can do some really easy annotation with this. You'll notice the box and the arrow over to the far left.
Okay.
Not that arrow, the one further down. So click, go up, go up, go up, go up. Right, one more, right there. Click that. So click and drag.
Where?
anywhere. We're just showing you how to do it. So that makes a nice red arrow. If you click on the box over there,
Oh, okay, yeah.
that makes a nice box. If you click on the call out,
You can put text.
well, I like to use the call out, the bubble, text bubble. Type in something and then
Oh my God, my screen just went black. Hold on.
wow.
Why? It keeps doing this. Like it's got a short or something.
You know, mine was doing that a couple of days ago, and uh, this was kind of odd, and then just kind of quit.
Screen sharing has stopped because the external display is disconnected.
That's weird.
Okay, you'll have to. It's sharing still.
Okay, recording again. All right, but you get the idea. And then once you've made some edits to this, then you've got a decent image. That little clipboard icon up at the top there,
Mm-hmm.
you click the clipboard icon, click that, and then go back to your Word document,
Okay.
and then do a paste.
Oh my Lord, what?
I don't know.
Just go ahead and add the extension. My God, it should be in there already.
See, I don't think we're using what Steven set up.
I don't know what he put on my computer because it's
We
not.
may,
I thought y'all put regular Word in there, but then I
no,
see
no,
that it's
no,
the screen thing.
no. He's got something else in there. So when he comes over tonight, we'll ask him about it to be sure. But anyway, you get the idea. You can make nice, professional, good-looking user guides with this tool, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And GreenShot will do a lot more. I mean, you can do some nice shadowing and stuff like that. It's not it's not Photoshop by any means, but being able to do good professional documentation for a client is real important. Uh, because they spend a lot of money for you and they expect you to be able to deliver that.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. I was trying to think of what else. So kind of as homework, what I would recommend is for you to go through all of these test scripts for inventory. Like I say, you've done
Like all
most,
these down here.
yeah. I,
Okay.
I mean, most of them are real short. Click on some of those in the 20s range. See, they're like, 2, 3 steps.
Okay.
So, and the navigation's there and everything. And it would be good also. Now, there's a few that are a bit more complex. And on those, you might spend a little time, but you also might practice on building a really good template, for doing uh, user guides for your client, because
Okay.
that's a lot of what my work is showing them how to do things, documenting how to do things, and taking them through this process. Everything that I'm teaching you, you're going to turn right around and you're going to teach it kind of the same way that I'm teaching you.
But do you ever keep like a basic template so you're not having to retype
Oh,
everything out all the time?
yeah, except for when you talk about like creating a user guide for a client, sometimes when I go in and I do the setups and I set up in Oracle for them, it looks different. It has a different look and feel because the setups are different.
Yeah.
It doesn't look tremendously different, but enough. So, the only thing that I can kind of take with me is just the Word document that has a header area where I can put a logo and put the name of it. And, I just get used to doing things that certain way. it's hard for me to take, to take a Word document that I've created and say, okay, this is going to work for everybody. It varies. I can send you some examples. I'll pull some examples off of my laptop and send them to
Okay.
you. And then you can use those to kind of do that.
Okay.
But that's what I would recommend that we do now, because you're kind of at the point to where I don't need to teach you every night, and you don't need to wait for me to learn stuff, because if you've got these test scripts that you can go through and you can practice doing some of these things, that'll help quite a bit.
Okay.
Now, and also when you go through these test scripts, you're going to say, well, I know how to do it, but what am I doing?
That's
And
always the question.
yeah, and that's where you use the little question mark icons that are in Oracle, where it'll tell you, okay, you're on this screen and here's what you're doing in this screen. But I'm still gonna, teach you every day and all of that stuff, but you're kind of at the point now where you need to venture out on your own just a little bit, and
I know, but it's hard to do that when you don't have an actual company to put information into.
well, and that's it
It's like
might,
telling someone to
yeah,
bake a cake without giving them flour.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, the client that I'm working for right now, within a couple of weeks or so, we're going to be setting them up. And when we do their setups, I'm going to be recording those sessions.
Okay.
And I'll make those sessions available to you to watch. Also, uh, if I run into something that looks really interesting, I might let you use my log on so that you can see what it looks like when, you don't have all this nonsense, from this vision instance stuck in there. And it looks just focused on just what that client needs. But you can still use the vision instance and set up, an inventory organization that you make up, and you can assign items to it that you make up. But unfortunately, it's always going to be muddled up mess of data, because that's just what these vision instances are. Um, they're seeded with so much data that it's hard to use them exclusively to learn something. So your brain has to know how to pick out what it needs and ignore the rest.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go through my list here. Oh yeah, I've got some good stuff coming up. Uh, yeah. Did did Steven, he probably didn't tell you. We'll ask him when he gets here tonight if he gave you some kind of flow um, editing tool. But we'll get to that.
Flow editing.
Well, it's like a process diagramming tool.
Like
Don't
graphs?
No, it's not graphs. Here, stop sharing and let me share real quick. You see my screen yet?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. See this? This is a process diagram. Basically, I'm saying, okay,
Okay, yeah.
this goes to this. This is master over this, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this is a process diagram flow editing tool, and it just happens to be called Visio. You Okay. So that's really all I have for tonight, and then I'll let you, decide how far you want to go in testing some of these out. And
Okay.
then I'm sure you'll have questions. Just, either write down your questions or make a mental note of your questions. And then when we have another session, we can hit some more of these.
Okay.
Now, does this kind of put things together for you? Like, as a consultant, you interview the client, you say, okay, this is what Oracle can do, that you tell me what your business needs to do, and we match those up. And then I set up a system. You go through these test scripts. We put in your data. Is that starting to kind of
That makes sense. It's the
fit
part
together?
of like knowing what the heck to write down for the
Yeah.
organization that I'm worried about.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to get there. Stop sharing a second. I want to show you one other thing. Let's see. I've got another document. This is called an RTM. It's a requirements traceability matrix. And this is when I first go to the client and I say, tell me what you need this system to do. And I usually show them this document and I say, okay, this is what the system does. This is standard functionality. And you tell me if you need it. And then I'll just go down through the list. So the ability to do cycle counting. Well, I haven't shown you how to do that yet, but it's there. Ability to perform physical inventory, ability to default common location to an item to speed the receiving transaction process. Need the ability to use existing SKU numbers as item numbers. Ability to control stock by location down to the bin or store location. So you kind of go through these requirements, and you have to kind of know, and you will over time, what is standard functionality in Oracle, so that you can say, yes, this is a fit. And I don't have any gaps to show you in here, but occasionally you run into gaps like this one here, ability to add multiple images to an item record. That is standard functionality, but in some other systems that might have been a gap. And then what do you do when you run into a gap? Do you have to write customizations to make it work, or do you do something else? But I'll take you through all of that process, and it's just not something I can go through in a few days. This is a process that's going to take weeks before you really kind of put it all together.
Okay.
But you're getting it. You're getting it.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing, is to just keep continually making progress until you can put the whole picture together.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. We're done for today.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.